Good morning, and thank you for joining us today. We're excited to learn more about your experience and how it aligns with this role. To start, could you please introduce yourself and provide a brief overview of your background in drug safety and medical device vigilance?
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity. I have over 13 years of experience in pharmacovigilance, focusing on drug safety for both pharmaceutical products and medical devices. My experience includes handling adverse event reports, ensuring compliance with FDA and OUS regulations, conducting risk assessments, and collaborating with cross-functional teams to develop and maintain regulatory reporting processes. I am also skilled in monitoring surveillance programs and ensuring the timely and accurate submission of MDRs, VRs, ADE data, and other safety reports.
A core responsibility of this role is ensuring compliance with FDA and OUS regulations. How have you applied policies and procedures to meet these regulatory requirements in your previous roles?
In my previous roles, I have closely followed FDA and OUS guidelines for adverse event reporting, including ensuring that all medical device and drug safety data are captured and submitted in a compliant manner. I've maintained up-to-date knowledge of regulatory requirements by attending training, reviewing guidance documents, and collaborating with regulatory affairs teams. I also help develop and review standard operating procedures to ensure that all adverse events were processed, documented, and reported in line with applicable regulations.
Can you provide an example of how you've ensured timely and accurate submission of medical device reports or adverse drug experience data?
Certainly. In one of my previous roles, I was responsible for the MDR submission process, where I ensured all reports were completed and submitted within the required timelines. This involved reviewing adverse event reports, assessing their eligibility for MDR submission, and collaborating with clinical, regulatory, and quality teams to ensure all necessary documentation was in place. I also monitored the submission process to ensure accuracy and compliance with regulatory standards. If there were any issues or discrepancies, I would address them promptly and resubmit reports as needed.
This role requires the monitoring of a company's drug or medical device surveillance program. How have you handled the intake, protocol development, evaluation, and follow-up of adverse event reports?
I've been responsible for the entire adverse event reporting lifecycle. My process starts with ensuring that intake protocols are followed properly to capture all relevant information. I've been involved in the development of intake forms and protocols to ensure that data collection is consistent and comprehensive. I also evaluate incoming reports to determine if they meet the criteria for further investigation or reporting to regulatory authorities. Throughout the process, I track each report's progress, perform follow-up actions as necessary, and ensure that the case is closed in accordance with regulatory requirements.
In terms of complaint management, can you explain how you collaborate with internal and external contacts to collect complaint information in an efficient and customer-focused manner?
I work closely with both internal teams and external partners, such as distributors or healthcare providers, to ensure that complaint information is gathered in a clear and thorough manner. I maintain open lines of communication to ensure all necessary details are collected, and I strive to create a customer-focused environment that prioritizes transparency and resolution. This collaborative approach helps ensure that complaints are handled effectively and that we comply with regulatory requirements for reporting.
Signal detection and surveillance are important aspects of this role. Can you describe how you've contributed to signal detection and safety surveillance activities?
I have contributed to signal detection by analyzing adverse event data, identifying trends, and evaluating whether there are any emerging safety concerns. I use statistical analysis tools and safety databases to detect signals and collaborate with the Global Safety Officer and other teams to assess the data further. Once a signal is detected, I help coordinate the investigation and ensure that findings are documented accurately for further regulatory reporting or action.
How do you ensure the integration of ADE data into a unified database and maintain the accuracy and quality of safety summaries?
I work with clinical data teams to ensure ADE data from various sources, including clinical trials, post marketing reports, and real world evidence, is consistently captured and integrated into a unified database. I perform regular data checks to ensure that the data is accurate, complete, and aligned with safety standards. This also involves reviewing the data for completeness and ensuring that it meets the criteria for safety reporting. Once integrated, I ensure that safety summaries are prepared based on this data, maintaining a high standard of accuracy and clarity.
This role requires acting as a liaison with both internal teams and external collaborators. How have you worked with different departments to meet regulatory reporting requirements?
I've regularly collaborated with regulatory affairs, clinical teams, and quality assurance to ensure that adverse event and safety data is processed correctly and in accordance with regulatory requirements. I also liaise with external partners, such as contract research organizations and healthcare professionals, to ensure that safety data is consistently reported and followed up. I've worked to streamline communication and ensure that all parties are aligned in terms of safety data collection, documentation, and reporting processes.
This role requires maintaining awareness of new products, government regulations, and safety requirements. How do you stay updated on these areas?
I regularly review updates from regulatory agencies like the FDA, EMA, and WHO to stay informed about changes in safety reporting requirements. I also attend industry conferences, workshops, and webinars related to pharmacovigilance and regulatory affairs. Furthermore, I collaborate with product development teams to stay informed about new products and ensure that safety protocols and reporting requirements are incorporated early in the development process.
Thank you for sharing your experience with us today. You've provided valuable insights into your expertise in drug safety and regulatory compliance. Do you have any questions for us about the role or the company?
Thank you for the opportunity. I would love to learn more about the team structure and how cross functional collaboration is fostered within the organization, particularly between the regulatory, clinical, and safety teams.
That's a great question. We have a strong culture of collaboration here, and our teams work closely together to ensure that safety data is captured and reported in compliance with regulations. There are regular cross-functional meetings to align on safety issues, and we encourage open communication to address any challenges that arise.
That sounds great. I appreciate the insight and look forward to hearing from you soon.
Thank you again for your time. We'll be in touch soon regarding the next steps.
Thank you. I look forward to it.